Hey there, friends, and welcome to another edition of Metalhead Mike's Sonic Heaven. And today we're going to be reviewing an album from a guy who I really think is probably one of the greatest rock and blues guitar players ever. And we're talking about the late, great Gary Moore. And the album we're going to be reviewing today is Run for Cover, released in 1985. Personally, I think this is Gary Moore's best album. Um, he's released a lot of great albums over the years, but to me, that's my favorite. I think it's got his best guitar playing and his best songs on it. I'm sure a lot of you will probably disagree, but that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? To agree to disagree. Anyway, killer album. It's got some of his most well-known songs on it, and a lot of great musicians on this record. Just looking the credits here. You got guys like Gary Ferguson on drums. You got Neil Carter on keyboards and backing vocals, and Andy Richards on keyboards. You got Don Airey on a couple of songs. You got Glenn Hughes on vocals. He's probably one of the best rock vocalists of all time, right? I mean, can't get much better than that. And then, of course, you got Phil Lynott, late great Phil Lynott. He actually collaborates on a couple tracks, plays bass and does lead vocals on two of the songs on this album. And this was actually the last collaboration that Phil ever did with Gary, and just amazing stuff. And now, I've been a huge fan of Gary Moore for many, many years now. I first heard of him probably when Corridors of Power came out. It would have been about 1983, I think. And I heard that song, End of the World, on the radio, with the opening intro guitar solo, and was just floored. I was just like, who the hell is this guy? Oh my God. I never heard guitar playing like that. Just blistering solo. Unbelievable, mesmerizing runs, and I was just blown away. Of course, I didn't go out and run out and buy the album right away. I didn't really even know who it was for a while. I found out a bit later it was Gary Moore. But I would see him live for the first time in 1984 when he was the opening act on Rush's Grace Under Pressure tour. And I saw that show at the Thomas and Mack Arena in May of 1984. And it was Gary Moore opening up for Rush. And man, just blew me away. Just absolutely blew me away. I mean, it was just incredible. Actually, incredible guitar playing. And I think Victims of the Future had just come out. And he played a lot of songs from that album, and a lot of stuff from Corridors of Power. And it was just absolutely amazing. And so that was kind of my introduction to Gary Moore, and I've been a huge fan ever since. Let's get to it, shall we? Run for Cover. Like I said, this album came out in 1985, and starts off with the title track, Run for Cover, and great song. Starts off with this kind of arpeggiated synthesizer thing, and kind of starts off quiet and builds up. And the song just comes in like a freight train. So it's a great opening song. And I love the main riff on that song. It's just, it's very, very cool. In fact, I'll play a little bit for you. Here we go. Love that riff. Killer guitar solo in that song. Oh my God. Just, you know. What else can you expect from Gary Moore, right? All right, the next track we have is Reach for the Sky. Now, this song features the great Glenn Hughes on vocals. And, man, what an amazing performance. And, what can you say about Glenn Hughes? I mean, he's just one of the best vocalists of all time, in my opinion. Just amazing. I think he plays bass on this track, too, actually. And love the riff in that song, too. Play a little bit for you. Here we go. Reach for the sky. Come out with your hands up. Reach for the sky. Come out with your hands up. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm no Glenn Hughes. Anyway, all right. Killer song. I mean, just great. Then we got the third track, and that's Military Man. And this is the song that he did with Phil Lynott. And Phil Lynott sings the lead vocal on this and does the bass as well. And great song. I mean, just an amazing song. This is actually a song that Phil had written when he had that band Grand Slam together. That was the band that Phil formed when Thin Lizzy broke up. That was post Thin Lizzy. And they actually never recorded it, Grand Slam, but they decided to revive the song for this record. And I'm glad they did, because otherwise, the song might not have seen the light of day. Great song. Oh my God. I mean, it's just, the lyrics are just epic. I mean, Phil was just an amazing lyricist. And, it's a song about the atrocities of war. And it's just a very, very profound song. And the guitar solo in that song, oh my God. It's just it's just off the charts. One of my favorite guitar solos of all time by anybody. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm going to try to play it for you. I'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Not bad. Not quite warmed up yet, but yeah, man, what an amazing guitar solo. Gary was such a huge influence on guitar players, including me. I mean, there was, you got John Sykes, you got John Norum, you have Vivian Campbell. I mean, God, so many guitar players. Just love this guy, and he was a huge, huge influence, and boy, is he missed, I'll tell you. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the next track. We have Empty Rooms. Gorgeous song. Oh my God. Probably one of Gary Moore's best. Very soulful song. Love Gary Moore's vocals on this. They're very soulful. He was really good at doing this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just a great song. They actually recorded this song for the Victims of the Future album, and it's a good version, but I actually prefer this version. I'm glad they decided to remake it, because I think it's produced a little bit better, and I think it was recorded a little bit better. Yeah, just an amazing song. Gary's actually said in interviews that he thinks this was really the best song that he ever wrote, and I agree. It's probably his finest moment as far as songwriting goes, and maybe vocals too. And, I've seen him live play this song, and man, he does an extended solo at the end of the song, and it brought the house down. It was just, Amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, next we got "Out of My System." It's a cool tune. It's got kind of an '80s flavor to it. You have to think about when this album came out in 1985. Gary was probably wanted to throw some '80s kind of songs in there, just to probably help sell the album a little bit better. Can't blame him for that. All right, next we got the other song that he did with Phil Lynott, and it's "Out in the Fields." Another great track. Oh my God! And yeah, it's just amazing song. Phil and Gary actually sing this kind of together. They trade off the lead vocals. Phil playing bass, and another amazing guitar solo on that song. Don't worry, I'm not going to play it for you. That one I don't really know. And yeah, just an amazing, amazing song. And great video, too. They did a video for the song, and great lyrics. It's about, the war-torn Ireland, all this, political stuff that was going on there. As you know, Gary and Phil were both from Ireland, grew up in Ireland, and so this is kind of their homage to the whole Irish situation at that time. Great song, no doubt, classic. All right, next is "Nothing to Lose." This song features Glenn Hughes on vocals again, and love this song. This is a really, really cool tune. Love the vocals on it. You can't go wrong with Glenn Hughes, man. He's just it's a shame that he didn't really last with Gary Moore. I guess, Glenn was probably having some substance abuse issues at this time. I think he would go on to join Tony Iommi with Black Sabbath around this time. And I didn't last long in that project either, sadly. But yeah, he does a great job in this album. I mean, just amazing. And another thing I love about this song is the fact that the drummer does kind of like a turnaround with the beat. Very clever stuff. I really love when drummers do that, and it works really well in the song. It kind of reminds me of like the Cars, and Just When I Needed, because they do that in that song too. Very well done. Very clever. Love it. All right, next we got "Once in a Lifetime." This is a cool song too. It's got kind of an '80s flavor to it as well. Cool song. I think it's probably maybe could be the weakest track on the album, but it's still decent. Again, I think Gary was trying to throw in some '80s type songs in there, just to help sell the record. Can't blame him for that, right? Vocals are very good on it. Gary does a really good job on that. I mean, no doubt about it. Okay, the last song is, or no, I'm sorry, number 9 is "All Messed Up." Kind of a rocker, a boogie blues rocker. This is also sung by Glenn Hughes, and this is actually a live favorite for Gary, and he actually sang it, in concert himself, and did a really good job. It was kind of a cool song to do the kind of the crowd participation thing. All messed up, no ways to go. It was cool. Some really good live versions of that song out there. Yeah, you should check it out. All right, the final track is "Listen to Your Heartbeat." Another '80s tinge song, but really good. It's actually really well done. It's very, very nice melodies, kind of heartfelt. Gary was really good at doing that kind of stuff. He could pull it off really well. Because he had that kind of soulful vocals. When he did this kind of stuff. Very well done. All right, we got some bonus tracks on here. Track number 11 is "Still in Love with You." This is actually a version that they did in the 80s. If you remember, the original version was done on the Nightlife album of Thin Lizzy, and with Gary Moore playing the guitar solo. And I actually prefer that version. That's probably the definitive version of that song, as far as I'm concerned. But this remake is actually pretty good too. It's... yeah, I mean, it's it's good. I mean, it's a great song anyway, with Phil Lynott on vocals, actually. It's kind of, strange that they would decide to re-record the song. I don't think there was anything wrong with the original, but, I don't know. They decided to do it anyway, so there you go. All right, the next song is "Stop Messing Around." This is a live track that was recorded, I believe, in either in Scotland or in Ireland. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's kind of a blues number, an old blues standard, and with Phil on vocals. He actually used to, a guest. Um, it was a guest bass player, and singer on Gary Moore's tour during this time. He would come in and do a couple songs, and they recorded him doing it on this one. And yeah, very good version of that. Next, we got Murder in the Skies. This is a good version, but I actually prefer the version that's on the live album We Want More. I think that one's really good. This one is okay. I think it's. I think this was done on the Run for Cover tour. A little bit different. It's got a different kind of guitar solo than on the We Want More version. And I actually prefer the We Want More version. It's just that guitar solo is just off the hook. But still, this version is good too. And that's it. There you have it. Run for Cover. Great album. Like I said, I think it's Gary's best work, in my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, Gary. We all miss him, man. Rest in peace, Gary. His music will live on forever. Uh, it's a shame that he wasn't more popular in the United States. He never really. I mean, he did finally break through with "Still Got the Blues." I mean, that was his kind of a breakthrough in America, and he did, did pretty well. But yeah, it kind of took a long time. It's like, what's the deal, America? What took so long? Because he's got a lot of great stuff. Before that, especially his rock period. He didn't really tour the States very much. He was really popular in Europe and in Japan. United States, just he never really broke through, and that's a shame. I hope that changes in years to come because this guy was just a phenomenal guitar player, songwriter, singer, musician who had a huge influence on guitar playing in the blues genre, in the rock genre, in the progressive genre. I mean, he was in Coliseum too. That's a very progressive band and just amazing stuff there too. And yeah, I mean, just what an amazing career that unfortunately was abruptly ended way too soon. He was about to do a tour of the United States, when he passed away, which would have been, oh my God, it would have been incredible. I mean, I would have definitely have been there, no doubt about it. And he was planning on making another album, which was supposed to be a rock album. It was a return to doing rock. I mean, can you imagine how great that would have been? Oh my God. But sadly, yeah, he just passed away from a heart attack. Damn, such a shame, What can you say? But, his music will live on forever. Long live Gary Moore. All right, that's it for today. And going to be doing some more Gary Moore reviews. He's got a lot of great albums that I just love. And we'll see which one I tackle next. So for all you out there, I'm hoping you're all staying safe during this, coronavirus pandemic. I know, the world's kind of in a really weird place right now. We'll get through this, man. We'll get through it somehow. God bless all you guys. Everyone out there, man. I know we're all kind of struggling through all this. I know I am. I kind of became unemployed because of all this crap. So it's going to be a struggle for a while, but we'll get through it, man. All right. So, yeah. Music, love, peace, man. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.